Aloha everybody, welcome back, or welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is July 1st. You know what that means? That means that Enola Holmes 3 dropped. And best believe that I was about to watch it. So, here are my thoughts on Enola Holmes 3. So, I still need to go back and rewatch it, because that's what I do. I have to rewatch it. I've only seen it once now. We started with Moriarty and the general, but we started with Moriarty and the the mustache guy. So in my humble opinion, I did not think that they were gonna have Moriarty in the movie, because I thought that would have been too obvious from the second movie, because they teased that she would be the villain. And so when they didn't show us who was in the prison, I was fully expecting to see Eudora. I thought that Eudora was going to be the one in prison who was like going to break out, and I thought that Eudora was the one that kidnapped Tewksbury and Lady Tewksbury. But something interesting, when they were talking about Cole and Wrath, I was like, hold on, I'm a little detective myself. I can figure it out. So I got my notebook out, pencil and a pad, wrote them down, tried to decipher it, and then I wrote down Sherlock's name, and I wrote down Tewksbury's mom's name, and so I rearranged the letters, and I put context clues together, and I got war and start. I got start war, basically. And there's an ant right there, but it's okay. But so yeah, and then right as I got that, Lady Tewksbury was taken from her home. But so Lady Tewksbury. So I was like, I wonder where they took her. And then they were saying how if you can't find something, burn it so that no one else can find it.
What?
Did I say stand there and look stupid? No, I said burn it.
Literally never heard that in my entire life, but whatever. This movie felt very different than the first two films. The first film was very innocent and empowering. Why are there so many ants? What is your guys' problem? Do you not see that I'm actively... Okay, whatever. So, if I see one more ant that's alive, I will be moving locations. But this is like the only good place I could film. So, the first Enola Holmes film was very, very empowering for young women. It came out when I was 14. I really enjoyed it. Made me want to be a detective. I was just so inspired. Like,
wow, that is so powerful.
I was like, yeah, women can do this. And it wasn't in like a cheesy way, in my opinion, because there's so many like girl power things that are very cheesy to me, and Enola Holmes just did a very good job at making it not super cheesy. And so the first film, I really liked it because we had Tewksbury with Enola. And let me just insert one. Okay, great. Now that you've seen that, that's like my favorite scene out of the entire franchise, because it just showcases how much Tewksbury loved her from the beginning, and I just love them so much. Here's another that I really, really love of them. Okay, now that we've seen that, those are from the first movie. And the second movie, moving on, I think it came out in 2022 or 2023, and it was beginning to be, it got a bigger budget than the first one. And the movie itself was becoming slightly self-aware, because we had one of those moments and it was like, you may wonder how I've ended up here. But the first movie, they had stuff like that too, but it was like just enough to the point of where it wasn't irritating. In this third movie, I thought they were talking to us way too much, and I felt like we were missing a lot. I feel like we could have gotten a lot accomplished in the times that they broke the fourth wall. But in the second movie, I loved the Tewksbury and Enola plot, and I really liked the Match Girl strike plot. I found it quite entertaining. It's not one of the Enola Holmes movies that I will choose to rewatch, because that I will always choose to rewatch the first movie because it is the best. And yeah, so what I do like about the Magical Strike movie, the second movie, is that it was based off of a real event. Find that really, I just really liked that they tied real women's history into it. I see an ant and it's a lot. I see 2 ants. Some like insect spray. This house has no AC, so me closing all the doors is genuinely... Why can't I reach this stuff? They've got ant spray. I can't reach it. Who could... I'm still not tall enough. But I need the raid, so... I don't want to, like, stand on the washing machine. Got it. Thank you for coming on this adventure with me. Okay, guys. For the third movie, there were aspects I did like. I very much enjoyed Enola and Tewksbury's little beach moment. This pillow is dirty.
Lucy, stop it! Denial is a river in Egypt. Your husband is gay.
But bro, I hate ants because it makes me like feel like they're all over me. Third movie, I've really liked it. I would like to see another Enola Holmes movie, but I would like to see it be more similar to the first, because Enola Holmes, in the way that we've grown to know her, she would not get married at such a young age. She would not do that. And also, if she didn't want to get married in Malt, she would have told them that. She would have spoken up. She would have been like, oh, no, I don't really think that's for me. And so then they would have respected her decision. Hopefully, that's what should have happened. And we just... So, Enola, she should have spoken up and been like, oh, I don't really appreciate you guys deciding where we're having my wedding.
My sandwich! My sandwich!
And context clues were very important because this movie was quite easy to decipher. If I really wanted to, first time watch, I could have... Oh, heck no. Don't play in my face. Okay. Enola Holmes 3, Tewksbury did not look how he should have in the first few clips. He looked like Louis Partridge, not Tewksbury. It looked very modern. This movie had a much bigger budget, and it looked that way. And I feel like it took away from the natural charm that we got from the first movie. And this movie was much brighter than the other movies because this was an on-location film. They went and they filmed on an exotic location where there was an ocean, where there was greenery and mountains and stuff. And that itself is perfectly all right. But it just, to me, at least to me, it takes away some of the natural charm that we got, because in the first movie, they're creating with what they have, and then they got more resources, and it just felt very over the top for this sort of film. And because Enola Holmes, I would not consider the first movie an action film. I would consider it murder mystery / mystery. Like, there was action in that movie, don't get me wrong, because we have her jiu-jitsu, we have her fighting, but we don't have it, like, it's not combat for the whole freaking movie. gave us, like, they brought us along to, like, uncode the ciphers. They gave us clips so that we could also see her thought process. Another thing I want to say I didn't like about the third movie is they're like, this was the murder scene, this is where the footsteps were, and they traced it out for us, but they did it in like a gold font, and I would have much preferred if it was just like a black dotted line, because that's how they've been doing it. And then they were like, you know what, we'll just amp it up a bit. I did not see anything saying that this movie was based on a true story, which means we're going back into the fictional world. It doesn't mean that it's not based off of true events, but if it was, it would have said at the beginning and or end of the film, and it did not. But other than that, the Enola's wedding being at the very beginning of the movie was not necessary, in my opinion. I think that we would have been perfectly fine if they just told us that had happened and been like, okay, like, all we needed to see was her not being at the altar. We didn't need to see Tewksbury waiting for her, because that broke my heart. We didn't need to see that. We know he's waiting for her, and be like, oh, I'm gonna be late for my wedding, and that would have given the audience the question of, oh my gosh, where's Tewksbury? Like, is he gonna break up with her? Like, what's happening? Like, that would have been great, because then we would have had the mystery, hence why this is a mystery film trilogy. And so the gold plot and the pirate gold, that was so weird to me. It was not relevant to me. I liked that they were saying how the government can be corrupt, but I'm genuinely so bothered by these bugs, but whatever. So yeah, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Enola's hair is so long. I feel like, and also, Enola, you find yourself in these types of situations so much that I feel like you would know better than to wear a dress every single day. I know that's like the time era, but we've seen her dress in boyish clothes. We know that she is willing to do that. I mean, is it for a case? Yes, but like, if you're on a case, I think she should continue to wear boyish clothes, because they're just much easier to move around in. She's running away from people, she's fighting, she's falling. Moriarty, she was kind of bothering me this movie, because nothing she did was really explained from her. She was like, oh, once again, you're behind the curve. Like, tell us you want Sherlock. Like, you have a crush on Sherlock at this point, because you're the female version of Sherlock. And I don't know, but when Tewksbury's mother came in with the rock at the end, more power to you. She was like, boop. I really was like, I asked my dad, I was like, do you think that rock killed her? And he was like, yeah, it's a big enough rock, but I really don't think she gave enough impact. But I think that's also because she had been starved and devoid of water for the last, like, who knows how long.
I kind of just want to run up there and put her out of her misery. It's just like you're watching a starving dog and you want to bring it some food, but you're like, maybe we should just shoot it in the head. Arietta's set is just sad.
And then we ended the wedding. Then we ended the film with the wedding. That was beautiful, but personally, I would have imagined them getting married at like a flower vendor area, because that's where she went to him in the first movie. Like, they should have been married in like botanical gardens, because of how much flowers are referenced throughout these movies. And it just felt like the writers were forgetting who their characters actually were, and they wanted to showcase more about their characters, but they forgot to include the characteristics from them that they'd already built up from the past two movies. So, oh, look at me getting a full thought out without stuttering.
Well, listen, we are so, as women today.
Okay, so, yeah, other than that, I really did like the ocean scenes, because I love the beach and I love swimming and I love the water, but it doesn't fit in with Enola in her aesthetic at all. I read the first 3, maybe 4 books long ago, so I don't really remember, but I felt like this beach was unnecessary. I felt as if we had a couple too many plots going on and not enough all at once, because the whole time we were following Enola trying to find out what's wrong with Sherlock. Well, we know who kidnapped Sherlock because of our previous knowledge from the second movie, because we saw at the end they put a newspaper and it was like Moriarty escapes from jail. You're telling me none of them saw that? And then also at the end of this third film, it looks like they were teasing something, which I also want to bring up, because why would they mention Adeline Rath so much at the beginning of the movie just for that not to get resolved? But it's also important enough to where if this movie doesn't perform well, then Netflix won't owe us an explanation. Because I think Adeline Rath could have just been an alias. So that's what they could play it off as if this movie doesn't perform well. I really hope that it does perform well, because I'd love to see another movie. I do just wish that I would love to see it be done a bit more simply. The costumes and everything looked so much higher quality, which is expected of the time period, but I was getting maybe different costume designer from the first film. Maybe it was I feel like we had a different costume designer on the first film than we did the last 2. And yeah, so Henry Cavill was done. You cannot tell me that he did not tell the directors and the writers. He was like, hi, so I'm gonna need to be in this film as little as possible. I'm kind of tired of pretending to be Sherlock Holmes. It's a lot of work, blah, 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 blah. So they're like, okay, sure, you can be kidnapped and have like maybe 20 minutes of screen time. That's great, but...
You want to go in for some water?
If you do.
All right, let's go. Tricked ya.
Also, they made his character act so strange when Enola was initially going to get married. He was so rude to Tewkesbury, even though in the end of the first or second movie, he was like, your boy, and she was like, he's not my boy. Like, he was fully supportive, and now all of a sudden they want to get married like 4 years later and you have a problem with it? Like, wow, okay. Which brings us to Viscount Tewkesbury, Marquis of Basildleather. Ernest Ebony Gore. I think it was meant to be comedic, but but it genuinely takes away my attraction for Tewkesbury, because I don't know, it just does. Like, that's heartbreaking. Why would you name your son that? And then also the revelation that Tewkesbury's father was low-key evil, but then they redeemed him because he actually like buried the treasure. It was an unnecessary plot. We could have just said that it did not need to be his father's idea if he was going to counteract his actions like immediately after. I think this ant poison is getting to me. Wardrobe. I want to know why Mycroft wasn't in this film. Was Mycroft in the second film? I don't recall if he was or if he was not, but I think Mycroft would have been such a gag if he had popped up. Just a little cameo even. Like, he didn't need to be in the film, but like a cameo would be nice. Like, hello. And I'd like to see character growth from Mycroft. And Eudora, I appreciated her appearances, but I don't think they really added anything to the plot. Feel like this movie could be watched as a standalone, especially because they had so many flashbacks, which I think personally, I think the flashbacks are there because, one, for nostalgia for their viewers who've been here since the first movie, but also for new viewers who just watched the third one first, and they're like, they want to get them to go watch the other ones, so they're giving them little snippets of things that happened in it. Or maybe they simply thought that us viewers forgot what had happened. Like, how could we forget that? Well, this is me. I'm filming this on July 1st, and my goal is to get it up by July 2nd, because I hate when I've like just finished watching something that just dropped and I go to YouTube and no one's done anything on it because the movie just came out and they have to take time to edit. So my entire day is going to be me editing this video so that you guys can see it. So please subscribe, because I only have 20 subscribers and I'm doing a lot of work for you guys. So yeah. Louis Partridge and Millie Bobby Brown have both been in this franchise for 6 years now, and they acknowledged that in the film. She said 6 years at some point. I couldn't tell you when, but Millie Bobby Brown, she could continue this franchise longer because she did Stranger Things for 10 years. Like, 6 is nothing compared to that. And Louis Partridge, I have not seen or heard of him be in anything other than Enola Holmes. I mean, I heard about him dating Olivia Rodrigo. That made me so happy. My worlds were colliding when our worlds collide. And then they broke up recently, confirmed. That's genuinely the loss of the century. Like, that makes me just gut and heartbroken. Also, my Maze Runner video genuinely did not perform at all, so I would love if you guys went to go watch that one. So I worked really hard on it. Thank you. And then back to today's video. Enola. Tewksbury, he just looked modern in the first few, and like the first 45 minutes of the film, he looked quite modern. His hair was slicked back with gel, and it just looked very modern, and I didn't appreciate it. I much liked his haircut in this scene. Hannah put a picture of him. How about, let's do it right here. Perfect. So yeah. And then also, as I was watching it, I wasn't seeing Enola. I was staring at Millie Bobby Brown, and maybe that's because I'm older and more aware of actors, but I was like, wow, it just dawned on me, like, she's getting married in the movie, she's already married in real life, and then I was like, wait, she's literally a mother. She adopted a child. I totally forgot about that, but period. And she's Millie Bobby Bon Jovi.
Just drop the brown. Drop the Bobby, drop the brown. It's just Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi.
Oh.
It's
Millie Bonnie Bon Jovi.
That's it.
Beautiful.
Millie Bon Bon.
MBBBBBB.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on Enola Holmes 3. I think I would give this maybe a 7.5 out of 10. I think we need to appreciate the simple things.
Living the simple life.
And sometimes leave well enough alone. And I understand that they were trying to enhance this, but I don't think that they successfully succeeded. It's just very maximalist. One loose thread that led to 800 million more. We had so many loose threads, and we didn't even deal with all of them. Like, who killed the mustache guy, and who killed the hat girl that Tewksbury was talking about? We assume it's Moriarty, but we actually don't know who did that. But obviously they were, because of information that they had. So I'm pretty sure we do know that Moriarty, the hat lady, but we don't know that she, the mustache man. Okay, so nothing's for sure. She had to have been working with someone. She had to be working with people if she was able to kidnap Sherlock Holmes and Lady Tewksbury. Are you telling me she's had friends from Malt the whole time that she's been communicating with? I mean, I know Sherlock addresses it and he's like, I imagine this has been planned for about a year or so, which, I mean, it's totally feasible, but what is in it for them? What would be in it for the Malt people? I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called, but what would be in it for them? So, yeah. So look out for my next video. It's going to be on Your Fault London. Thank you. That's what it's called, yeah. So thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you subscribe or like the video. It helps so much. Like, I get so excited every time I see a new subscriber. I'm like, wow, I'm not just doing this for no reason. Like, I'm actually making my way up on the YouTube ladder. So I just want to say I take a lot of time to curate and research these, and I'm on vacation right now, so I didn't even have to post, but I did it for you guys. So I love you all, and thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.